Eritrean news sources are making some claims about Lemma Megersa, former Oromia regional president who is in exile now in Italy, is returning to Ethiopia. Or do these Eritrean sources want him to return because he could organize an opposition against the Ethiopian Prime Minister? Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Two main topics in this video. Firstly, Lemma Megersa's return. Eritrean sources are making some claims. And secondly, very importantly, Israeli foreign minister has been in Ethiopia since yesterday. The visit, though it has been said, is about cooperation in the fields of economy, in the fields of security, etc. But real objectives, real agenda of this visit is not being shared. What does Israel want from Ethiopia? Why, at this crucial time when war still ongoing between Israel and Hamas, war expanding, Israeli foreign minister came to Ethiopia with some projects, economic support, technological support. What is the reason? I have received some information which I want to share with you. Ethiopian government will have to be very careful. Let's start with the first news report is about Lemma Megersa is returning to Ethiopia. Oh, well, an Eritrean news source reported yesterday that Lemma, who is based in Italy, has decided to join the anti-prosperity party opposition. Lemma has been off screen for years. Since he went to Italy, he has been missing from political scene. His family is in the US. A few days ago, his immediate family is in the US, but his brothers, etc., they live in Oromia region. A few days ago, his brother was arrested in the Oromia region. Lemma Megersa and some other members of his family were arrested too. Jawar tweeted, I did a video on that. Several other sources highlighted the issue. And Daraje and other family members of Lemma were released. Back then it was said that federal government was trying to pressurize Lemma so that Lemma should not join any opposition movement against the Prosperity Party. Lemma silent. He has some health problems too, reportedly. I don't know what the source of the Eritrean news outlet is. Sometimes these Eritrean news outlets share material and content just to intimidate and frighten the Prosperity Party government. They have been launched by the Eritrean government. They're working all day to unsettle, to disturb the Prosperity Party government. And vice versa too. People and activists, they all day criticize the Eritrean government, human rights record, the activities of Eritrean military, etc. Lemma is being contacted. That's what I learned. He has not made a decision so far, or he has not made his decision public so far. Everyone knows, by the way, that election is less than a year away now in Ethiopia. If Abiy is not stopped within the next 12 months, he is here to stay. If he gets second term, then he can get third or fourth or fifth one as well. That is why 2025 is very crucial. I've been saying two things. if you remember. Since the start of this year, I've been making two predictions. Firstly, this is the year of Eritrea Ethiopia tension. And that's what is happening. This is the year of political upheaval in Ethiopia. I think these two things will be the main developments in 2025. Joe are trying to contact Lemma reportedly. Others to efforts underway to form a joint opposition against Abiy, but efforts could not materialize. Let's see what Lemma does. Secondly, viewers, why is Israeli foreign minister visiting Ethiopia? While Israel is announcing to expand the war, to continue the war, Israeli foreign minister is signing deals about economic cooperation with Ethiopia. Well, I worked on it, talked to a few people. I learned a few things I want to share with you. Firstly, Ethiopia is the only country in the Horn of Africa which does not openly support Palestinians. Somalia, Eritrea issued statements and they voiced their support for Palestinians. I did not see Djibouti's position. Ethiopia relatively silent. Why? Because there are tens of thousands of Ethiopian Jews in Israel. For years, Jews have been migrating from Ethiopia to Israel. A derogatory term is used for them, falasha, which I don't want to use. In 2023 and before that too, in 1990s, 80s, tens of thousands of Jews from Ethiopia migrated to Israel. And still, there are thousands of Jews in Ethiopia who want to go to Israel. Israel needs manpower for the war because Netanyahu has announced that Israel intends to extend and expand the war on Gaza. It means no ceasefire, second ceasefire deal is likely. We'll see more hostilities between Israel and Hamas in coming weeks. For that, Israel needs manpower. It called its reservists yesterday. Reservists of Israeli military, they're being recalled. Ethiopian Jews are going to be welcomed now in Israel, but they'll have to fight there. The Ethiopian Jews who have already arrived in Israel, Ethiopian migrants, Israel wants to use them as well in the war against Hamas. And for that, it needs Ethiopian support, firstly. Secondly, last night, Israel launched its major air attack on Yemen because Yemeni Houthis fired missiles at Israel, and yesterday one of the missiles hit main airport in Tel Aviv, I think, Ben Gurion Airport. And the missile hit the target. It wasn't destroyed in the air. The Israeli defense system could not destroy the missile in the air. The missile managed to penetrate the air defense system and hit the target. And we saw a response last night when dozens of Israeli fighter jets and bombers, over 30, I think, fighter jets and bombers launched an air campaign. They conducted airstrikes in different parts of Yemen last night. Sana'a, Al Jawf, Marib, and some other zones of Yemen were hit. US and British Air Force also supported uh, Israeli airstrikes. So it was joint operation. How many were killed on the ground, we don't know, but a number of people killed, different number of people killed. Israel knows that war is expanding now. It wants to expand the war on Gaza. It needs to counter Houthis too. For that, it needs to have a base to somewhere in the Horn of Africa. Somalia won't allow Israel to build a base there. Djibouti has so many naval bases. Eritrea won't host Israeli military, keeping in view that Israel has that Eritrea has openly taken a position in support of Palestinians. Though we heard rumors in recent last year and before that too, reports were shared that Israel had a military base in Eritrea. Eritrea denies. Right now, the only country which could be willing to host Israel is Ethiopia. People would say Ethiopia does not have a coast. So, how will Israeli planes fly from Ethiopia to carry out attacks on Yemen? Well, Somaliland is trying to get US support for recognition. US is an ally of Israel. If Israel establishes a military base in Ethiopia, it can easily use Somaliland's airspace too. Somalia perhaps won't be able to protest, keeping in view that it's dependent on US support. If Israel builds a military base in Somaliland, that will be unacceptable to Somalia because Somalia has overtaken a position in support of Palestinians. The ideal place for Israel to establish a military base in the Horn of Africa is Ethiopia. I think this visit is linked to Israeli efforts to gain a military foothold in the Horn of Africa and to find recruits for its war on Palestinians and on Houthis of Yemen. Let's see what Ethiopia decides. Thanks for watching.